Welcome to the Delaware Mortgage Rate Weekly Mortgage Market Update for the week of March 9th, 2015. Hello, I'm John Thomas with Primary Residential Mortgage, here to give you your update. Well, last week was a horrible week for Delaware mortgage rates. Mortgage rates did spike a lot higher on Friday, anywhere between 0.375% and a whole 0.5% higher. Take a look at the bond chart on the screen. You can see huge red candle down on Friday. That was after the jobs report was released. Mortgage market did not like that, sold off. We had two reprices for the worst. So if you look at the chart now, we're on this clear downward trend for mortgage bonds, trying to find a floor of support, which is, they broke through two levels of support. So the next level of support is further down to 200-day moving average. So with that in mind, long-term trend is now for the bonds to sell off. We're going to recommend locking your Delaware mortgage rate. Lock in here because it could get worse before it gets better. Now, if we dig into that jobs report that came out on Friday, it came out better than expected in terms of jobs created. The U.S. Labor Department reported that 295,000 jobs were created for February, well above expectations of 230 to 240. And then the numbers for January and December, though, they were actually revised lower by 18,000. Now, the other statistics in the jobs report, the unemployment rate ticked down to 5.5%, the lowest reading since May 2008. But that wasn't great news because it actually dropped down to 5.5% because 354,000 people dropped out of the workforce, no longer looking for work. And we saw that in the labor force participation rate, which dropped from 62.9 to 62.8%, the lowest not seen since the 70s. Now, the LFPR measures the number of people eligible to work. They're actually working. So that number dropped. That's why the unemployment number dropped. So it's not because people are going back to work. It's because people are dropping out of the workforce. So on the surface, it looked like a good report. But when you dig into the numbers, the jobs report wasn't overall that good. And then the weekly initial jobs claims that came out on Thursday jumped higher to 320,000 claims. That was up 7,000 claims from the previous week. And that's the 3 of the last 4 weeks, the claims have been above 300,000. This is what we are expecting, claims to move up as we start seeing the job loss in the enter sector start factoring into the numbers that are coming out. So with that forward looking, if the jobless claims numbers keep staying above 300,000, we're going to see a worse jobs report in March, which will reflect the lost energy sector jobs. And we think that will help mortgage rates rebound lower maybe next month. But short term, they could move higher, so that's why we're recommending locking in. Then we saw the price of oil. The low price of oil has caused oil reserves to move higher. The U.S. oil reserves, over the last 7 weeks, U.S. has been importing and producing 1 million more barrels of oil than it's consuming. So that's put oil supplies at the highest level not seen in 80 years. Facilities are actually approaching their capacity for storage. With this in mind, and the storage capacity is going up, we're seeing a global slowdown in oil supply. Now we have a glut of oil supply. Some experts are predicting this could cause oil prices to actually drop lower, as much as $20 a barrel lower. That would be bond-friendly news as well if that were to happen. Now, if we switch over to housing news, CoreLogic Home Price Index for January 2015 showed home prices increased 5.7% year over year from January 2014. Good number, very strong number. Home prices are up 1.1% from December, and the prediction for 2015 is they're going to be up 5.3% this time next year, January 2016. So it's a great time to buy a home. We still got solid appreciation in the market. And in other housing news, USDA Rural Housing is underwriting loans in Delaware that were submitted on February 25th. That was as of Friday, March 6th. So they're about a 10-day turn time to review files, so please can accordingly. And then in the local news, the next first-time homebuyer seminar is this Saturday, March 14th. That's in Newark, Delaware at the Christiana Hilton Hotel from 10 a.m. to noon. You can register for the event, but give us a call at 302-703-0727 or online at www.delawarehomebuyerSeminar.com. Look forward to seeing you guys next week.